welcome back to the Smarktank Revolution, where we always kick out at 2. I am your host, the benevolent, intelligent Mr. Donnie Wonderful, and I'm flying solo here today. Now, I have to be honest. I do definitely first want to acknowledge the elephant in the room. About at the time of recording, we're about a week or two removed from the Royal Rumble, and unfortunately, due to a blizzard, wasn't able to travel the miles to record with my esteemed co-host, Mr. Joey Business. But we promise that come Elimination Chamber and the rest of the pay-per-views, God willing, no natural disasters, that we'll be back in the booth together, and we'll be recording some great content for the channel. And I'd like to also thank everyone for subscribing. Our numbers are definitely taking a nice little surge the past few days, which prompted us and definitely prompted me to record some more content for you guys to listen to, especially something that you can listen to for months, maybe years. Maybe years down the line you might get to this, because this is the first one, the inaugural Smarktank Revolution's The Essentials. Yeah, you don't worry. One day we'll have a budget and we'll be able to add sound effects and things of that nature in. And one day we'll have sponsors. Just one day, un dia. But as they say, let's get down to business. So let me explain this here. This is we're gonna start a playlist called The Essentials, where we'll be able to evaluate past, present professional wrestlers, superstars, sports entertainers, whatever we're calling them, whatever lingo you're familiar with, and we're gonna utilize 2 rating scales. So the first one comes from my man, Bret, the Hitman Hart, the excellence of execution, the greatest professional wrestler that ever laced a pair of boots, in my humble but accurate opinion, of course. And if you're not privy to how Bret Hart evaluates wrestlers, I actually have this in the it's going to be in the description if you want to read it. But hey, while I have the mic in front of me, I'm going to read it right now. So here are the rules for the essentials, but beginning with the with the first method of judging wrestlers, or evaluating, I should say. So here are the rules. Wrestlers will be evaluated utilizing 2 unique rating systems. One of them, which is taken from Bret Hart's autobiography, My Real Life in the Cartoon World of Wrestling. This evaluation rates 3 attributes, scoring them on a scale of 1 to 10. The 3 categories scored are as follows: a wrestler's look, their physique, their appearance, and their presentation. Pretty self-explanatory. Their promo ability, the effectiveness of performing a dialogue or monologue used to advance the storyline. I can't wait till we get to this. Their in-ring work, the ability to perform and execute a variety of wrestling moves in a manner which makes sense, accompanied by other innovative and improvised actions which may psychologically connect with the audience and further enhance the story. That was a mouthful. I have no idea why I put all that, but hope you guys follow. And then we have our own, which we will call The Essentials, which is the name of this video right here. So where we're going to do 1 to 5. Oh, by the way, so I guess what I also should mention with the Bret Hart one was that obviously 30 being a perfect score. So I guess 1 to 10 is failing. 11 to 20 is, I guess, average, and 20 to 21 to 30 would be, like above average or superstar great. I guess we'll define that later. But for ours, for the essentials, we're only going to do 1 to 5. So we have innovative effectiveness, basically the ability to work both as a heel and a babyface. Classic matches or classic rivalries, that goes without saying. Defining or defining / redefining moments. That also, like, basically, when we play a wrestler's highlight reel, it's going to be like one of the focal points of it, I guess. Like what ends it, or basically what the highlight actually is. And it could be many of them. But there's a method to my madness in doing this video here alone, because I'm going to start very unbiasedly. Well, that's a lie. I'm just going to get HBK out the way. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm pretty sure you know by now, if you got this far, that I'm a huge Bret Hart fan. Huge Bret the Hitman Hart mark. The excellence of execution is the greatest professional wrestler, as I said in the intro to this. And I said, why not start with his rival, who I legitimately hated because of 1997. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I'm going to try to do this as objective as possible. But let's begin with the scores for, in my opinion, let's rank HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, on Bret Hart's scale. Now, even our rating system in judging matches, it's very opinionated and it's very bipolar, as me and Joey Business jokes. And I think this one is going to be too. The wrestler's look. Shawn Michaels always, well, okay, so it's like a tale of two careers. You have, the early rocker stuff up until his unfortunate injury in 1998. And then you have the 2002 to 2011 career. But I'd say if you look at Shawn Michaels from 1996, give him his first title run, all the way until his injury in 1998, Shawn Michaels always had a real lean physique, and it was really, it's really believable. There's nothing exaggerated on Shawn Michaels at all. Now, if you look at him in 1993, with his first heel run, specifically 1993, he looked more pudgier, more fat, not fat, but he just looked more rounder, and he seemed to have leaned out and kept that lean shape and the lean frame, and it carried over even when he came back into 2002. HBK's always been in great shape and a believable shape, and he looks like an athlete. So that's why I'm giving him a perfect 10. Now, there are people that would say, yeah, he's not as big as the Ultimate Warrior. He's not as big as Hulk Hogan was, or those big jack guys, the Goldbergs and the Brock Lesnars. But still, he's very believable, has a believable body, believable physique. He's really athletic, and I think that compensates for the bulkness that he didn't have. And those guys are huge. Shawn Michaels is about 6 feet tall, 5'11" for real. But he carried it really well. I mean, he reminds me of he's essentially the Allen Iverson of professional wrestling. So his wrestler's look, I'm gonna give him a perfect 10. His promo ability, I'm also going to give him a perfect 10. Shawn Michaels could definitely deliver a promo. I'm going to try to anchor it there, because some of the things I want to say about that is going to spill over into the our Smarktank's rating scale too. But for example, a classic promo as heel Shawn Michaels, you could just go to 2005 when he comes back to Montreal. Who's your daddy, Montreal? That's a great promo. And anytime Shawn Michaels gets on the mic, it's not necessarily, in my opinion, what he says. He delivers everything with the conviction that makes you believe him. And believability is what makes us as fans or smarks connect with our favorite wrestlers. And of course, his in-ring work, it's largely debated or amongst myself, but conceded with a lot of wrestlers and wrestling fans that Shawn Michaels is the greatest wrestler ever to lace a pair of boots. His in-ring work is completely unquestioned. This is another perfect 10. So yes, the Bret Hart fan is giving HBK the perfect 30 rating based on his arch nemesis Bret the Hitman Hart's rating scale. And I can actually stand by that and stand firm with it. I give HBK, like the if this was the creative player, he gets the 99 accuracy and just about everything on the Bret Hart wrestling scale. Now, let's go to the Smarktank Revolutions, our essentials. So the innovative effectiveness. HBK can work as a heel. He can work as a babyface. Equally as good. His work as a babyface against Triple H is remarkable. And that's just one. I mean, this is you can really, Shawn Michaels, any WrestleMania past WrestleMania 9. So if we begin with WrestleMania 10, you can take HBK in any heel or babyface role and just, get lost in the story of that. This is a perfect 5. The classic matches and the classic rivalries. I just mentioned him and Triple H. Classic matches there because they know each other so well. Classic rivalry. Obviously, him and Bret, 60-minute Iron Man match. Shawn Michaels literally there's a plethora of moments to choose from. This one's actually pretty easy. It's another 5. So then, Shawn Michaels is really topping the scales out on everything. In the defining / redefining moments, I mean, the man was in his 40s. It had arguably he had the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. That's it. Him and The Undertaker, and they're both, at the senior level in their careers. And, 40s in today's society isn't old with all the modern medicine and the way, these athletes take care of their bodies. But I would have to definitely say, for him and Taker to do that at WrestleMania 25 with the story, with the build, with the execution, that, in my opinion, even more so than him beating Bret clean in a 60-minute Iron Man match, what they were able to do at WrestleMania 25 is the defining moment for HBK. There wasn't a title on the line. It was just a streak. Even more so than what they did at WrestleMania 26 with career versus streak. This one, 25, has a place in all of our hearts. It's, in my opinion, the very first believable time we saw that the streak was really in danger. That count out spot was I thought Taker died. I remember saying to myself, he broke his old ass neck when I was watching that live back then. But yeah, man, HBK, perfect on both rating scales, and that's coming from a diehard Bret Hart fan. And Joey Business. when you hear this, yes, I did this without you. Just because I can hear you saying really and really. Yeah, I gave Shawn Michaels. I'm giving HBK his flowers. The man's a great wrestler. The man's no matter how much of a piece of scum I thought he was prior to 1997. 1997. That Survivor Series, and he lied. How about that? How about that? You know what? I'm gonna add another category just for him. Integrity. The man was a liar. The man said he had nothing to do with what happened in Montreal, and clearly he did. But I guess that was just me being innovative and adding that. But no, perfect 30 on Bret Hart scale, and for the essentials, Mr. HBK, Mr. WrestleMania gets perfect 15. So I wonder who we're going to do next. Signing off, Mr. Donnie Wonderful. Thanks for watching and listening.